Good evening, everyone. I am Angela Gegg, and you're watching Angie live at 5 in Dubai. We're in the Viewzil TV studios right here in Media City. I've got Dr. Eduard Muller, a global leader of regenerative development and design. He has held 200 conferences in more than 30 countries in North, Central, and South America, Europe, Africa, and Asia to a diverse public. Turner Mojica is also here with us. He's an international management consultant who's worked with Fortune 500 executives and consultants, as well as Oscar and Grammy nominated producers, acclaimed directors, designers, photographers, and international celebrities. They are joining me remotely from Costa Rica. I have Dr. Eduard Muller and Turner Mojica with me here today. They are joining me via remote communication, and I'm very excited to have the guys on my show. Thanks so much for joining me here on Angie Live in Dubai.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation.
Of course. So guys, first off, I did an intro in the beginning talking about the both of you. I would like you just briefly to talk to my audience. Dr. Eduard, I'd let you take it away first. Dr. Muller, take it away.
Well, it's a real pleasure to be speaking with all these people connected to your program. We're really eager and convinced that we have to move into a different future. We cannot bounce back to the system we were in before, so we have to bounce beyond. And that's my passion, that's my life, and that's what I've been doing for close to 40 years now.
Yeah, so you're here to talk to us about regenerative design. It's one of the many topics with climate change and everything that we have going on in the studios.
That's it. We need to shift our paradigm, and we need to really put life in front of everything.
Amazing, amazing stuff. You're also joined by Turner. Both of you guys are in Costa Rica. Turner is also here with us today. I think maybe before Turner, why don't you let people know exactly Costa Rica is in Latin America. You guys are both there, but you're in very different parts of Costa Rica. And also let my audience know about you.
Yeah, so I'm Turner Mojica. I'm the founder of Turner Mojica Management Consulting. Basically what it is we provide a service that is able to connect different businesses from different industries, in particular arts, entertainment, fashion, wellness, tourism, even finance, the list goes on and on. Right now where I find myself is in Costa Rica. I was actually going to San Jose, and from San Jose to Miami, to New York, to Rome, and then back to San Jose, and then COVID-19 hit.
Right.
So I was visiting my parents at the Costa Rican and Nicaraguan border, and that's where I find myself presently. So if you hear birds and monkeys and roosters and cows in the background, that's exactly where I am.
Right.
Whereas Eduard finds himself in the city, in San Jose.
Right, so of course that's also why we have a different connection.
Yeah, so with Costa Rica in particular, and meeting Eduard, it made me completely redesign actually the way that I do my business, the way that my contacts do their businesses, because regenerative design and development, as Eduard will elaborate, is the next step beyond sustainable.
Right.
So I was thinking sustainable, but it started to change a bit. And Costa Rica is just that luckily we wound up being here instead of being over there or elsewhere.
Right, right. You guys are lucky they're in a little paradise. Eduard, talk to me about your holistic approach in regards to this, everything that's happening. You know, it's very exciting to hear when you talk.
Well, we're in complex times, and actually our biggest challenges are complex. So poverty, climate change, global change, they're all complex problems. And the thing is that in our Western science, our Western education, our Western system, we have turned very reductionist. So we look at things through a very, very small window, through many different professions. And to solve complex problems, you need holistic approaches. So we won't solve climate change through the economy. We won't solve it through culture, through society. We'll only be able to tackle these huge challenges we have through real transdisciplinary work. That means bring many different professions together to try to solve jointly. And actually, not only professionals, we need indigenous knowledge, we need community, we need experience, we need knowledge, we need wisdom. We've forgotten to actually produce wisdom. We end up with data, information, knowledge, and we forget the last step. And I think this is, I always say it, this is the best scientifically documented planetary extinction. We know exactly where we're going to go out of this planet, and we're not capable of developing solutions because we're all stuck in our silos. Our universities are stuck in departments, and we
Right.
need to break walls. And that's why I founded my own university 26 years ago, because I wasn't able to make these changes in the national system.
Yeah. How do you think that COVID-19 will impact what you're doing today? I mean, what kind of an impact is that having on A, climate change, and B, regenerative design?
Well, actually, COVID is it. I'll try to be very diplomatic with this, but it's a gift from nature. Nature's helping us because it's sending us a small sample of what is to come. So, if COVID wasn't here, we'd be facing a huge, even bigger challenge probably in the next 10 to 20 years. And that's because of biodiversity loss, because we're ruining the landscapes with fertilizers, we're killing the oceans with fertilizers, we're actually killing our planet. So
Right.
nature was really good enough to send us a small sample of what it can mean that our institutional buildup, our relationships, our economy is not resilient to change. And we are in permanent change now. And it's really speeding up that change. So actually, COVID is a tremendous opportunity because now people are actually valuing things that weren't valued before.
Right.
Anybody who has a kid at home and is working now values school teachers. We value food. I mean, it doesn't matter how expensive the car is; it's in the garage, and that is not going to bring us food. So we actually have a tremendous opportunity for people to reflect if they really want to go back to that life we had before, having the opportunity to move into a new world with abundance, with friendship, with collaboration, not competition. And this is the biggest challenge and that we have because it's a small window of opportunity, but we cannot bounce back. We need to bounce beyond. We need to really build a new future. We've been told we need to adapt climate
Right.
change. No, no, let's not sit down and wait. No, we
Right.
can co-create all together across the planet a better planet. And that's
A
what we have
better
to do.
planet. I love it. Turner, you want to chime in and tell me what your thoughts are on this? I mean, I love the positivity and us having a better planet and putting more out there. I mean, obviously, Dr. Muller has his own university. You guys are well connected down there in Costa Rica. What's your take on all of this?
Well, it is shining a light on things and the people that are important, not only, our healthcare workers and doctors and nurses, but also our artists. Because in this period of lockdown, people are falling back to the arts, whether it be film, whether it be music, or they're reading more, or maybe they're doing arts and crafts with their children, or maybe they're picking up the guitar again. And it's also changed the dynamic in ways that we communicate through the arts. Film
Right.
festivals are now online. People are using more streaming technology, over-the-top streaming technology, to actually get their work out. And even the dynamic of how films are produced, whether it be in pre-production, production, or post-production, a lot of people are doing it remotely. So the arts have had a way, and I think it's always been this way, of uniting people. But right now, there's also a focus on the importance of it, and also what's going to be happening post-COVID, how people actually think about themselves, how people are actually becoming filmmakers themselves, shining the light on their own individual and personal experiences that we all have, which connects all of us. So I also agree with Dr. Mueller how this pandemic, in a way, despite the personal loss and cost, is a reminder for us that there is the possibility to actually change post-COVID. So we're sowing the seeds right now so that we're creating a better future, but there is also a sense of urgency
Right.
that it
Right.
has to be done now. And I think that we're starting to feel that. So the arts have always had a way of uniting and connecting, and it's a very exciting time depending on the way that you look at it. more people that are engaged in the arts, in film, also in fashion.
Right,
More people are
right.
becoming more independent in terms of how they deal with their e-commerce or their stores, and connecting with other people as well. It's becoming more
Absolutely.
of a community instead of as what was mentioned before, competition versus cooperation. So more people are working together, like any film production or any
Right.
music production or any fashion design. There's all
Speaking
these
of
different
film, you
moving
actually have a
pieces.
film studio there in Costa Rica. Tell us a little bit about the film studio.
Wait a minute. It is a film studio in development.
In
Now, we've
development.
been
Okay.
in development because, we've been thinking about this for a while. But when I met Dr. Muller, I always had a way of thinking of how can we make this sustainable? How can we make even the production a way of reducing the production of carbon? You know what I mean? And when I met Dr. Muller, he started talking about regenerative design and development. So I had to rethink everything. And our concept is to come up with the world's first regenerative, not only film studio, but also recording studio, an
Okay.
art center, an educational center, kind of like a little mini Google campus, but completely regenerative. So that's something that's in development right now, but it is actually becoming a reality because
Amazing.
this pandemic has really gotten things moving.
Right,
People are
right.
starting to take things
Yeah, it
seriously,
has a
and it's
lot of
uniting people.
negatives, but in certain areas with things that you guys are talking about, of course, it's had its somewhat positives as well. Dr. Muller, how is your university dealing with this situation? Are you able to still have that ongoing? How are your people there adapting to this new, I would say, new trend, actually?
That's a good question and a difficult one to answer because the answer is I don't know.
Okay, no problem at all.
we,
Yeah.
we started online education 24 years ago. I started the university 26 years ago to train people for sustainability, sustainable development. We started online 24 years ago when I was told you couldn't do any sort of education online, that it was not possible. And 10 years ago, we shifted to regenerative development. I think we're the only university right now that is focused completely on regenerative development. And so we were online, so our students are not having trouble studying. But Costa Rica, for example, and Latin America in general, is very dependent on tourism. And all the people that are working in tourism lost their jobs. So right now, about 40% of our students are not capable of paying for their studies. We're still running, and I'm
Right.
going to keep on running until
And you are
I
the
can bring.
only university in the Western Hemisphere that actually accepts cryptocurrency, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure we're the only one, but yes, we're one of the first ones. It's with Seeds. That's the name of the cryptocurrency. Joinseeds.com.
Okay.
Yes, because we need to develop alternative possibilities for people to keep on studying. We're actually using cryptocurrency now to activate the transition from tourism to farming to food production because there's so many people without jobs, without money, without being able to buy food. So regenerative development is actually local empowerment, local development, looking and coming back to the arts question, you cannot move people only through money. You need to move them
Right.
through their heart. And that's where art
Absolutely.
comes for the heart.
So, you guys are an amazing combination, of course, because it's, I mean, you are obviously a doctor, educationalist. You're all about that. Turner is arts and entertainment, and combining the two, I think that you'll have a positive impact on anybody who might be tuning in and want to learn more. Because if you combine the both forces, then we have a very exciting future. Turner, any more words on that? What is the future plans?
Well, what we're doing right now is that the future isn't really the future because the future is right now. We're working on projects right now that will enable Costa Rica to be the first regenerative nation that's going to be setting the precedent so that other nations are able to copy this formula that's very organic, and it seems like it's complex, but it isn't, because essentially the elements that make any project regenerative, the main elements are the people that are involved that feel the
Right.
same way. And being able to move people through their hearts and also their minds, but also having that a business, a very practical business mindset, but it's also compassionate business. And it's happening right now as we speak. Costa Rica has become sort of almost like the vortex, not only for Latin America, but also for different projects that are happening worldwide. And what we've done in the past, what I've done personally working with my contacts on 5 different continents, mainly concentrated in Europe and Asia, is that everybody knows that Latin America is an emerging market. It's the future in many ways. And what we're doing is we're inviting investors, we're inviting executives to look at our projects, to learn from it, and to talk about it, and see what we can do to actually make it all happen, because it's happening right now.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
the initiative I'm leading is called Regenerate Costa Rica. And we're going to serve as an example for other countries to follow. So how do we go back to living within our planetary boundaries and develop the society towards well-being? So those are the 2 major focus points. And we're actually co-leading an initiative with New Zealand, also for designing a roadmap for regeneration. And we're going to be example for the whole Commonwealth that is already approved through Common Earth and Common Earth Alliance. So we are actually now educating. We have the first master's program in project management focused on regenerative development in the planet. And we need to actually train people how to go beyond sustainability, because we're tied to traditional frameworks, but we need to break away from them really quickly to be able to have an emergence to a new reverence for life, as the Earth Charter says, when we get out of the COVID. So we need to shine light at the end of the tunnel and how to do it. And we can. We have all the knowledge, we have all the science. We just need that shift from the heart and from community and from bringing people to actually co-create. Everybody has a voice in this.
Right. Dr. Muller, if somebody, let's say, wanted to get involved and wanted to learn more about this and see how they could help, with, obviously climate change, with what you're doing, with everything, and get on board and have a more active voice, what do you recommend that they can do? Can they contact you guys? How can someone get involved, and, how can we make a difference?
Please join the movement. Contact me. Maybe you can put up my email address there. It's at emuller@uci.ac.cr. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Twitter. And actually, we need to engage at least 2 billion people over the next years to shift to a planet that will survive, and not only survive, but will thrive. We need to
Right.
flourish. We need our people to flourish. We need to be happy. We cannot be slaves of a system that just sucks the blood out of us. That is not what we need, because that system is a linear thinking, and we need to go to nature-based solutions. We need to look at nature. Nature has taught us how to live, has given us the opportunities, and we didn't enjoy it. We need nature. Nature does not need us. It's not going out and taking care and recycling a bottle. It's actually recognizing that we need to have a reverence. Need to have respect for nature to keep on providing us the essential services for us to keep alive. And that is the shift in mindset that we need.
Yeah, super. Turner, how do you feel about all of this and its relationship to the arts and entertainment? I mean, guys, we are actually winding down, so I have about 5 minutes left on my set. And but I'd like you to chime in, Turner, on this, and just let people know, how they can help, and how it's important to involve the arts and entertainment with both the education factor.
Well, first of all, we're all connected. All of us are connected. All of us have families. All of us have friends. All of us feel love, caring, openness, respect, understanding, and forgiveness. I mean, these are human sensations, but they're sensations also with sentient beings or animals. I mean, we're a part of everything. How do we take this connection that we feel, and how do we apply it towards our daily lives, and how do we feed our families this way? The paradigm is changing. There's a shift, a complete shift. And I think that we all feel it. We all know it. We're going to come out of this.
Absolutely.
In order to get information, I mean, you can always contact Dr. Muller. For me, it's really easy, whether it be Instagram, whether it be Twitter, LinkedIn. It's just Turner Mojica Management.
Right.
But it's just not myself. They're artists, entertainers, especially executives. So, and that, I think this getting together and making it all happen, that is, like I said, the future is not tomorrow. I mean, it's happening right now.
I totally agree. Absolutely. And to my viewers actually watching, it's early morning for my friends in Costa Rica. It is bright and early, so I really appreciate the guys being up and about. I think we're a 10 or 11-hour time difference, you know. It's evening for us over here in the great United Arab Emirates. And guys, thanks so much for joining me. I will definitely be inviting you both back on.
Thanks,
you. Yes,
Angela.
absolutely. I will have you both back
Fantastic.
on because I think this is a really important topic to talk about and to, you know, people will start waking up. Little by little, we'll make a difference, you know, we'll impact globally.
Exactly.
Angela, you're going to be a leader in your generation. We'll make that happen.
Yes.
Make it
That's
happen.
true.
I love it. I
That's
love
true.
it, guys. Until next time, guys, thanks so much for joining me.